phone quick. I tried this yesterday. Let's see if it comes through. Quick, one sec. All right, cool. We're live. So,
Let's see.
yeah, that's it. So basically, kind of wanted to do like a little bit of a transfer roundup, and I wanted to talk about Arteta and the Liverpool game as well because, bro, as you saw in my last video, I was pissed off, bro. I was pissed off, man. Like, I'm not being funny, yeah. I gotta say this. Let's start with the transfer window first. So
Yeah.
for me, I don't know. I'll kick things off and then you can kind of jump in. So for me personally, I gave the transfer window a 7 out of 10, and the reason why I kind of gave it a 7 out of 10 is because we spent money. We got targets. We got, in my opinion, 3 first-team players, and also we got decent squad depth. So like for example, Madueke squad player, Kepa squad player, 5 million as well. Nordgaard wasn't happy about that one, but whatever. We paid I think 8 million or something like that. But in your opinion, what would you say was the what would you give the transfer window out of 10?
I'd say like a 7 or an 8. An 8 being maybe a bit optimistic. I think that left wing, we still need like an upgrade on Martinelli because it's not as productive as the right wing, which we've got with Saka. Martinelli, he looks like obviously like a dangerous player, gets into those spots, but doesn't have that clinical edge to him. Like I remember when he first on the scene, him and Saka, and I was thinking, oh, maybe Martinelli's going to be the one that really takes off more. But I thought Saka they were hyping up because he's English. But then actually Saka like overtook him a lot, and we talk a lot about Saka. We don't talk about Martinelli as much. I'm from Kilburn, like go to the Bronze Age, which is a local pub in the area. And you watch the pub, and then the Arsenal fans would be like, "Martinelli, he can't be Brazilian. We want his passport." It just
people are saying
it's just like he doesn't like he's not clinical, and he'll score a goal like against that Real Madrid game when it's like
when there's no pressure. The game's already won. You know what I mean? Tired legs.
Doesn't deliver those big moments. Trossard has more big moments, I find, but he's like comes on as an impact player.
Yeah, but you know what?
But it's a decent transfer window. Gyökeres, like we've been crying out for striker for seasons. The fact it's taking us so long to get some striker in is just kind of crazy. It's like it's so glaringly obvious, and there's been so many seasons we could have won a title or something. Definitely. We didn't have a proper striker. The whole season we went without a proper striker. We got injuries to our false nine, which is Havertz, and he's not an out striker when he's fit.
No. So, a couple of things that you said I want to touch on actually. Firstly, about that's kind of the left wing thing. So for me, that's why I kind of gave the transfer window like a 7.5 because. For me, that left wing situation is still a mess. It's still a mess. In my opinion, we needed a left back and a left winger. I mean, obviously we bought that Piero Hincapié guy from Leverkusen who can play left back, but he usually plays on the left side of centre back. So yeah, I think for me, bro, the verdict on the left back situation is to be continued because, in my opinion. Calafiori is good at attacking, but his defensive positioning is questionable. I think at centre back he's really good. Kalen, how's it going? Sorry, my cousin just dropped his hat. And I think also like the left Marcelo Skelly, love him to bits, but I don't think he's a left back. I think he's a centre mid that can play left back as an auxiliary. Like, you know what I mean? I think in terms of playing left back, that was his only way into the first team at the time. And we'll have to, the jury's out on Hincapié and how he adjusted to the Premier League and stuff like that. And also, as well, I know he doesn't speak English, so that might be a bit of a barrier as well. But I think quite a few players on the squad do speak Spanish, so we'll see how that goes. And back to the left wing kind of thing is that Martinelli, in my opinion, he's completely fallen off a cliff. Like I said in my video, 22-23 Martinelli is not coming back. It's not coming back. Yeah,
that's a good point. To be fair, there comes a point where you've got the potential and you've got a season where you need to sort of break through. You need to step up to that next level, and obviously every player is different and they develop at different paces. Like you look at, obviously it's unfair, but like Lamine Yamal, he's still a teenager, but like Martinelli, there's a lot of players. Like he is a talented player, but you need to be more clinical. You need to deliver like in these big moments. And I think it's annoying as well. I think seeing Isak kind of go to Liverpool because he's a Premier League player, proven. I think Gyökeres is a good buy, but we need to cross the ball in to him more. For example, like we need to give him those aerial balls like Haaland gets now and then. But we just like to pass it pretty, and then we only kind of chuck the ball in if it's like a set piece or something like that for him. But yeah, I think it's just it's like I think people still buying into the Arsenal project. Players are coming, people are getting signed and stuff. But it just feels like, we've had obviously Arteta for so long. He's taken us to like, he's done better than I thought Arteta would do, to be fair, when he first joined. A guy who's never managed a club before. Yeah. In fairness to Arteta, but I feel like we need, to win a trophy really now. I think we've been in the job for a long time. And I think it's we've got these transfers now finally, but like you said, the left wing thing is still unaddressed. Yeah. There needs to be the season where we've got the complete squad. I think we're just about there, but it's still a bit short, yeah.
Definitely. So, you know what? For me, this is what it really comes down to. I think we'll kind of just pause on the transfer window for a bit, but I think with Arteta, I think, like you said, he's come in, he's done a lot better than I thought he would, especially at the beginning. Won the FA Cup in his first season, but the problem is that there's this really big narrative that he's taken us from somewhere. So I think when he took over from us at the time, like because he joined halfway through he joined 2019 December, I believe. Yeah. And at the time, I think we were 10th at the time. I think we got, when Unai Emery got sacked, I think we were 10th. And then did Freddie Limbo take over for a little bit for like 2 games? I think he played.
Yeah, he was like a caretaker. Yeah,
I think he played one. I think he drew 1 game. And then I remember we beat West Ham 3-1, and Martinelli scored a Thierry Henry-esque goal where he's offside for it. I remember that. I was just like, Limburg, let's go, man. But I think, you know what? I'll say this year. I think for me, winning that FA Cup bought him more time than he deserves. And it's also disillusioned the fans, because I think unfortunately there's become a bit of a cult in this fan base where a lot of what I like to call, I'll say it straight away, mate. A lot of these Arteta sexuals, they will never say anything bad about this manager. It's crazy. It's like they've got them. It's like he's got them under this genjutsu, man. It's crazy. For me, I was arguing with someone today in one of the comment sections, and someone's on an Instagram post or on someone's video. Yeah, I'm telling you, Kay, it is a cult. It is a cult. I'm telling you, over here, it's a cult, man. It's just for me, like, I think, what has this manager done to be this protected? Because when you think about it, if you let's just be logical here. If you were to compare Wenger's last 5 years versus Arteta's last 5 years, do you know what you get? You get someone who spent 715 million Great British White Women, and got 0 trophies, and someone who knowing Wenger, who probably net spend, probably made money, and he got 3 FA Cups. Days out at Wembley. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Seeing the captain's armpits. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, what is the obsession with this Arteta? I think a lot of Arsenal fans, that like back Arteta, they want this fantasy of, an ex-player's come back to the club and they've brought us back to, like, they've made us relevant again. They've made us, win a title. We've won, obviously for me, my biggest dream is to get a star above this badge and win the Champions League. And because one thing that annoyed me is Chelsea fans always saying, you're champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Our poor, disgusting record in Europe. It's embarrassing, man. Like, it's actually embarrassing. And
I'll come into that, because I think you made some good points. But I think with the Arteta thing, I think people just don't know who we'd replace him with. That's what it is. And I think also people are worried we've become like a joke, like Manchester United. They think, at least we got the stability, at least we got the top 4. And to be fair, like, top 4 is no joke. Like, look at Tottenham. They finally won a trophy. They sacked that Australian manager. What's his name? Postecoglou. Yeah. I saw a meme somewhere online where somebody said, Arsenal should get Postecoglou, because at least they'd win something in their second season. That's crazy. But yeah.
that is quite funny.
It's quite funny. But, like, the thing is, I think with people are just afraid, like, who do we replace them with? Because you see, like, Man United, they had big name managers. They had Mourinho, they had Van Gaal, serial winners. But I feel like it's not just about getting a good manager or a big name necessarily. It's about getting a manager with the right attacking, progressive philosophy. That's also good tactically. That's not going to let us, throw away our sort of defensive abilities that we have right now. So it's about getting that balance. Signed Ten Hag. Yeah, we need a bald guy. I'm telling you, every manager who's won has been bald. Shave his hair off, maybe.
I think about like even Pep, like I've had bad season, but I still won 4 Premier League in a row.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think like people just don't know who would replace them with. Nobody wants to put their neck on the line and say, "Oh, we should replace Arteta with this person or that person."
And,
I have to be
and sorry,
honest.
let me
When
just
Arteta was like,
go on.
yeah,
I was just
yeah,
gonna
I'll
say
just say
like
when Arteta was announced as our manager, I was like, "This ain't gonna work." He puts out cones for Pep. That's what everyone was saying. I was like, "This ain't gonna work." He did better than I expected. I said, "Okay, maybe I was wrong about this guy." But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he just might not take us to this next step,
Yeah.
like he might not just have that in him. Like I don't think the worst manager in the world. He's good, but I don't know if he's got that ability to deliver with Arsenal, like a major trophy. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I think people just what I find funny with Arsenal, like Arsenal fan base, and how people look at Arsenal, say, "Oh, you're whingers, you're moaners." I'm like, look, it's a democracy. Last time I checked, you're entitled to be super positive Arsenal fans or super negative or pessimistic, realistic Arsenal fans. I hate it when people try to like be like, "Oh, Arsenal fan TV's ruined the image of the club." The good thing about being an Arsenal fan is we all got a diverse range of opinions, and we all like love the club, and we all want to see the club do well. And I
Exactly.
think whether we win or lose, we're entertaining. You got Chelsea. You mentioned they won 2 Champions League, but nobody cares. You go to Notting Hill Carnival in West London, you'll see more Arsenal shirts. You
It's
go
true.
to South
Like,
London, you'll see Arsenal fans. West
like,
London, North, East, you'll see Arsenal fans. And I'm like, what the heck? Am I missing something? They've got the Champions League twice, and there's more Arsenal fans because it's like a generational thing. And it's because of what we represent. Like, you do your research in Arsenal, you'll find like there's references to Arsenal in popular culture. Watch a clip of the IT crowd, they'll make a joke about Arsenal walking the ball into the back of the net. We become almost like a meme of a club that we're so big, we're emblematic of London, but we don't have the Champions League. We don't have the trophies like the Man United and the Chelseas. But
and
we're
you know what?
still like a traditional club, which is weird.
Let me say this as well. Like I kind of get into this back and forth sometimes with Chelsea fans, like who's the biggest club in London and stuff like that. And in my opinion, Arsenal are the biggest club in London, but Chelsea are the most successful because we cannot ignore that they've got 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues. I think they've got 2 Super Cups, maybe 2 Super Cups, and then they've got they've got more Prem titles than us, not more titles overall, but more Prem titles. And I think there was a statistic that said since 2008, Chelsea have won a trophy every season. I was like, what? That's a crazy statistic. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think even now they've won trophies, even like being in transition, and I think that's what we kind of got to look at. We've got to look at like, look, Liverpool were technically in transition when they got Slot and he won the trophy. That weren't his team. Yeah. Anyways, mate, I'll let you some of your other guys like join the show as well. But yeah, no, I think it's I think that's a good thing about being an Arsenal fan. You've got a diverse range of opinions. We still, I feel like the biggest club in London itself, but I think maybe Chelsea might have more fans on like social media and stuff like that because they got all the success. I think so. I think it's a generational thing. Like a season ticket holder, you'll have more Arsenal fans in the stadium and things like that.
Yeah, let's be honest. Chelsea haven't really been relevant since like 2005. You know what I mean? Like they were
exactly. So they're kind of like still growing, like in that sense.
Yeah.
I
see more Chelsea fans now, but back in the day, you never used to really see Chelsea fans, really.
I think with us, like, there's a bit of a feel-good factor at Arsenal. It was kind of embarrassing at one point where we were looking like the weakest link in the top 6.
Yeah, we were
but like, it's good that we've got a bit of hope and we've kind of like we're in Champions League now, we're second place and stuff like that, which is a bit better. Which I think is why you get the, as you call it, Arteta sexuals or whatever. Because you got people thinking like at least we got a bit of like hope back. So I can see both sides of the argument, but yeah, I think we need to kind of kick on now and we need to show a little bit more ambition. I think a winger would be, like a left winger, would be really good.
Yeah, and just a quickly one, yeah. Who would you have got if like let's say we had 70 mil in the budget, yeah, like last minute signing, we sold some of the dead work, we made some money. Who would you have got as a left wing?
I would say realistically, probably Liao. I mean, like, let's be honest, like Italian clubs compared to Premier League clubs, they don't have the money. Why do you think they keep getting these old players on loan? Or they're obsessed with loan deals in Italy because the Premier League clubs have money. I think I saw in the news today, like the Premier League spent more money than a lot of the other major leagues in Europe. like put together. I think some of them. So like, there's a lot of money in the Premier League. There's a lot of money, obviously, Arsenal generated with like the advertising. They're doing really good business, I think, with Adidas stuff, ticket sales. Rodrigo, yeah. If
You know what? You know what?
that's a shout. Yeah.
I wouldn't. You know what? If we had the opportunity to get someone, I would want Rodrigo. Would actually be my third pick. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but hear me out, yeah. My first pick would have actually been Leao as well, because I just think that's the exact left wing we need. Somebody with pace, power, and trickery, man. Someone with actual dribbling skills that can actually cross a ball, that can actually, when they're on the ball, the right back feels like, oh, I need to be on game here, because let's be honest, Martinelli is a defender's dream. He puts safety into defenders. He doesn't put fear in defenders. He puts safety into defenders. You know what I mean? So I think for me, my second pick would have actually been Lookman. I really wanted Lookman, and he was available on loan as well. I don't know why we didn't go for him, to be honest. I would have gone for Lookman.
Atalanta's that club that just fly under the radar. Like everyone forgets about them, but they do really well, and they play like the best football in Italy. It's just because they're like Atalanta and not Inter or AC Milan. Nobody really cares, but they do develop a lot of talent.
Do you want to hear a crazy statistic that I heard this morning? So, if you in Euros, if you add up all the money Arteta's spent since he's been here, do you know that we could have bought Inter Milan? Like we could have just bought the entire club. Crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy.
They get to a second Champions League final, and I know they got completely destroyed by PSG, but still, that's mad.
Nico Williams, Barca seem hell-bent on having a Spanish national team. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, Mark, yeah? I don't rate Nico Williams. I think he's a bit of a... do you know what? He had a really good Euros, and I think he's a bit overrated. I think he's a bit overrated, you know. I've watched him a few times for Athletic Bilbao. He can't cross a ball, mate, and he's not clinical. He can't cross a ball, and he's not clinical. So for me,
I mean, he might be good for the Spanish team, the whole Basque team.
Yeah. He's from the Basque.
Speak to Arteta. They can all,
yeah.
They can make Basque the official language of Arsenal and stuff.
Yeah, because we've got Marino, Zubimendi. I know he's not Spanish, but you might as well chuck Odegaard in there since he plays that as well. Yeah.
Marino, that's been good call. I mean, they beat England in Euros, and they're the European champions. They can't be too bad, I suppose.
Yeah.
Probably sign every player, maybe except Morata. He'd be good. I'll take pretty much all of them over. I think Martinelli at this point. It's a shame because I thought he was going to really develop, but I don't know. It's just like he kind of stalled.
Yeah, I don't think Arteta developed him properly, in my opinion, because when you actually think about it, what attacking player do we have that's really gone like to that level that you've gone, oh wow, like Arteta's significantly improved them? Because in terms of defense, I can say hand on heart that he's improved. I think he's improved Gabriel. I forgot, because remember I think the first couple of seasons Gabriel was at the club, he had a bit of a bozo gene, man. He was making like these silly mistakes. Like I'll give you a perfect example: 22-23, Fulham at home, we're 1-0 up, and he dawdles on the ball. I can't remember who gets the ball. I think it might have been he plays for a Saudi team now. What's that striker called? Mitrovic. Yeah. Gets the ball in between his feet and then slots it past Aaron Ramsdale. And I'm just like, mate. But then to be fair, he did get header to win us 2-1. He did the Henry knee slide, so I forgave him for that. But even still, I think he's improved his mistake. He's not mistake prone anymore. Let's discuss Marino, but starting at Anfield. Yeah. Well, we haven't got into that yet, but Marino's starting at. Do you want to get into the Liverpool game now, since we kind of covered the transfer window?
Yeah, I remember because we've got Marino, isn't it, and we've got Rice, and it's kind of awkward because I think obviously with Rice he's box to box, but I don't think you can put him just as a holding midfielder by himself. Yeah. Like with him and Partey, I think it worked.
Yeah,
when it just had him and Partey,
it was a better balance, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's a shame about Partey because he was like really underrated. I feel like you watch Partey and he was good defensively, and I think he could sometimes play a ball forward and stuff.
No, his progressive passing was the best in the squad. His deep line. If you watch, I kind of have this thing where I always say that we were at our best when we had Thomas Partey progressive football in 22-23, because every time he used to get the ball, because like I don't know if you if you watch Rice and Partey whenever they played in the six, but Rice is really good at Rice isn't very good at taking the ball in the half turn. He's really bad at it. Like he's really, really bad at it. But Partey was really good at it. So what would happen is he'd take the ball on a spin, beat an attacker, and then straight away into Odegaard. And then that's when Odegaard would pass it into like Martinelli or Jesus. And because Jesus and Martinelli would interchange, defenders would get dragged out of position. And that's why Martinelli used to score a lot. That's why he got 15 goals off the wing, mate. That's why he got 15 goals off the wing. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but he's actually joint highest Brazilian Premier League goal scorer in one season with Bobby Firmino for 15 goals. So for me, I personally think if we had a manager like Hansi Flick or Luis Enrique, or I'm trying to think of another good attacking manager. If we had one of those two, or even just not Ange Postecoglou, fuck that guy, but if we had a good attacking manager, I mean, look at the talent we've got in this squad, especially now. Wanyeri, Dalman, Saka.
I think with Postecoglou, all we got to do is sign him on a 2-year contract and just let him loose.
Man. Fuck that! I don't want any manager that's been at Spurs. The only manager that's been at Spurs I'd probably take right now, even if it was just for one season, it's probably Jose Mourinho, and that's it. That's it.
Really? Still, you think he still got it?
He actually went to an Italian team. I think he went to not Fabregas's team, Como. He went to another one. I think it's.
He went to Roma, right?
No. It was like a. What's it called? Hold on. I don't know. I'll find out. But yeah, he went to some Italian team. I think it's the team that got newly promoted as well. Oh, Cremonese. I think they just got promoted recently. So. Jamie Vardy went there. Yeah.
Vardy to Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that ship sailed. I mean, we should have got Vardy after Leicester won the league. We should have been the ones to raid Leicester, not Chelsea, man. We should have got Kante. We should have got Vardy. We should have got what's his name, Mahrez. It's so annoying how like we just didn't spend money when like there's been moments, especially like maybe like between 2010 and 2018 where. We just needed a striker, or we just needed a defender, or we just needed a holding midfielder, and we could have gone on to do something, and we just never did it. And then we had a new problem, and then we'd solved the old problem. Like I remember when we bought Aubameyang, we really needed a striker, and then after it's like once we got Aubameyang, it's like okay, but we need a new defender, or we needed a new right back because Hector Bellerin and Matthew Debuchy were just trash, you know.
I think the problem is we're slow to react. Like I think Gabriel Jesus was good to take us to a certain level.
Yeah.
And then I think when we got to becoming like a Premier League team, like a challenger for the title, second, then it's like, I think it's like he wasn't gonna be that person to make the difference. I mean, this is a player Man City was happy to sell to us.
Yeah.
So he's gonna, and at the time we weren't a serious challenger. So that's what it was as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that Wenger, that's a good point. Wenger,
like doing
plus £1 was legendary.
Yeah, like just doing goofy stuff like that. It's just for me, it's just unacceptable. It just goes to show that it's weird though. It's weird though, Moran. Yeah, because for me,
I think watching like Emery and Emery and what's his name, Arteta struggle after Wenger initially. Like I think you appreciate Wenger more, and I think the owners just saw him as a cash cow. He's working miracles. He's getting them to top four. And
not just top four, but he's making profit as well. Yeah.
It was one marquee signing every summer, remember? They won summer, they just got Petr Cech from Chelsea on a free, which is a good signing, but they got him on a free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they didn't sign anyone else.
Like, we didn't even get an outfield player that summer, but was it January? It was like January when it was that summer window. That was January,
it's weird. I think remember when we signed a big name, it's like, wow, it's like a watershed moment with Arsenal. It's like we've got their own little mini Galacticos. We got Sanchez and we got Ozil one summer.
Yeah.
It was like a lightning moment. It's like normally players are going out the door instead of joining. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because one thing that worries me that a lot of the younger Arsenal fans, especially Arsenal fans under the age of like say 16, 15, I'm telling you right now, if we don't win a trophy or one of the majors this season, so champs or the Prem, they're gonna feel the same pain that we felt years ago when seeing Sanchez go to Man United. But the biggest one for me personally, because he's probably my second favorite Arsenal player of all time, seeing Percy go to Man United, and wearing a 20 on his back, and then giving them their 20th title, that made me realise, that it's the club is the problem. Chips, Kebswick, Dick Law, Ivan Gazidis, all these suit monkey pricks at the top of the club at the time. Bro, Lord Harris, all these dickheads, man. Like, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. It's a joke. So for me, I just think like, the people that are backing Arteta need to be careful, because if he doesn't produce the goods this season, you're gonna see, because remember, Saka and Saliba's contracts expire in 2027. So if we don't win something big, they're not re-signing, because why would Saliba sign? If he leaves to Real Madrid on a free, they'll probably give him a 30 million euro sign-on bonus, and they'll probably give him like 250k a week. And he knows that he's going to win the Champions League or win La Liga or Super Copa de España or the Copa del Rey. So he's going to get trophies. Like, he's been here for what? He really established himself in the team in 22-23, and he's won fuck all. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And people saying Starboy Saka. What if Saka lets his contract go down and just fucks off to Liverpool as a salary replacement? That's gonna hurt, you know. That would hurt. Seeing Saka go on a free to Liverpool and go win the title. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, you get I could see us getting having an Isak moment, like what Newcastle have. Like, they think like, okay, that's it. I got to get out. I've gone to a level now. I need to go to a club that's going to enable me to win trophies.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's like football's a team sport. You put a player in a team that's not equipped or have the mentality to win trophies, then, you know, people are going to jump ship at some point. And it's a good squad. It's got a good defensive base and everything. It's been built and developed for some time. Arteta's done a good job, but yeah, we need that sort of next step. We need a bit better football, more like progressive, more adventurous.
Yeah, we need to go back to 22-23 basically. That's what we basically need to do. Because man, watching 22-23, when you used to take teams to the effing sword, man. Like, I remember one game. I think we beat. One of my favorite games was 22-23. Was that Bournemouth game, man? That Bournemouth game. Reece Nelson 3-2, 90 minutes plus 7. I remember I was going to throw into my friend Blade, and I was just like, bro, we're not winning the league. We're going to draw 2-2 at home to Bournemouth. Like, we're second. Man City are going to go top. And I remember it was last kick of the game, and he chested it down, left foot volleys it. And I was just like, Reece Nelson! I went mad. I think that day I lost my voice. Man. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. But yeah, I think with the Arteta thing, I think this should probably, to me, this is his penultimate season, because if he doesn't win a title this season or win the Premier League, win the title or win the champs, or even for me, this is my thing, yeah. Win a domestic cup double, so win the League Cup and the FA Cup, win the title or win the champs, or in the bin Laden, mate. In the bin. Get lost, man. Seriously, like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah, I think it's a bit weird, because like Arsenal, like a club that's, you know, London's biggest club, and that's like, we don't win stuff. It's mad. I think it's just a weird thing with like football. Like, a lot of times, not necessarily the capital city clubs win stuff. Like, I think in Italy, like, Roma's rubbish. But like, not saying Arsenal, obviously, we're not rubbish, but like, we're just tired of us being the nearly men all the time. It's good that we've gotten back into top 4 and challenging. And there's a bit that feel good factor of the Emirates. See people wearing Arsenal kits again, and being patriotic, and being optimistic and stuff. But yeah, I think we just need to win a trophy. Like you said, it's going to go stale at one point. It will start regressing. I think Tottenham even had a period where they were under Pochettino and was, sweating, thinking, crap. The North London, derby, the power was shifting, and that's what he used to do always. And like, the commentators used to say that, and it used to give me nightmares. But like, I don't want, even with them, when Pochettino, it came to a pit where they were in the Champions League, they didn't win it, and then they regressed. And it's going to be a similar thing if we keep on like being a nearly team all the time. Eventually, we're going to finish 3rd and 4th, and then players going to start to jump ship and start thinking, okay, not believing in the Arsenal project anymore.
Exactly, and that's what worries me, bro. Because for me, you only get. For me, I think Arteta has peaked. Like, I think for me, 23-24. You know, when we won like 13 games on the spin, and then we lost to Aston Villa, and that's when we lost the league. I think for me, that's when he peaked, and I think for me, Arteta's kind of reign has been sullied for 3 reasons. One, because he's been tactically rigid. Like, for example, he doesn't like, his in-game management is so bad. Number 2, this fossil football, this Stoke FC, Corner FC gimmick is just embarrassing. Number 3, his squad building has been poor. He's like I said before, he spent $1 billion Great British White Women, and Martinelli starting at Anfield, not good enough. And number 4, overpaying players and putting them on high wages, which isn't 100% his fault. Obviously, Edu was a terrible sporting director, so some of that goes on Edu as well. But for me, the number one thing that for me ruined Arteta's chance of ever winning silverware at this club, Kai Havertz, 65 million down the drain, 65 Great British White Women down the drain for this German donkey, mate. He can't even hit the ball in the back of the net. Who the top gooners? Oh, but look what Havertz does. He's a space invader. He goes into space. He makes runs.
It sounds like some sort of like Star Wars thing, but yeah, it's just
literally. It's like that's not his job. He's there to score goals. He's there to score goals, and it's like, what position does Havertz play? He's not a striker. He's not a winger. He's not a 10. He's not an 8. And whenever he plays in midfield, he is dog. He is pony, mate. He's pony. He is absolutely pony. But to be fair, 23-24, back end of that season, he done all right. But to win the title, all right isn't good enough. We need, like I said, Gyökeres. I'm happy we finally got a proper centre forward, but I think the squad needs more. I think, for example, I would have been happy to get. I think next year we should go get Mateta on a free. From Crystal Palace, or say, look,
he's
January.
Solid, actually,
yeah, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. If you said in January right now, yeah, sell Jesus to Palmeiras for like 15 million and go get and say to Palace, look, here's 8 million. He's going to expire. His contract's expiring in this summer, next summer. Here's 8 million. You taking that for a backup striker, Mateta? 18 goals last season? Because I am. And then we go get a left winger. Go say to, I don't know, Galatasaray, Atalanta. Look, we'll do a loan with an obligation to buy Berta Special, mate. You know what I mean? Berta Special. Just I'll put on the shades, mate. Like, listen, look. Listen, Atalanta, 40 million and £1.
Oh, wow. Brilliant.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, let's see check somebody's comment. The planned substitutions are enraging, leaving it till 75 plus minutes, and we need a goal. The rigidity point needs highlight. Yes, this is another important point. How did Martinelli, and this, bro, firstly, why is Arteta so reactionary with his substitutions? Why do we have to go a goal down, or like the game state have to change before he goes, you know what? This Martinelli, Marino, 3 DMs in midfield thing isn't working. Let's get some wingers up there. Let's get a striker up there. Let's change it around. Let's change the formation. Let's go switch to 5 at the back. His tactical inflexibility is just poor. And what do you think anyway?
Well, that's a hard one. I mean, I think, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Sometimes he makes a call quite late. Like with Delman, for example, that was the weird one. You put them on so late in the game. I don't really get it. Why you put a player with just stoppage time? Like
he had 4 minutes, bro. 4 minutes.
Yeah, what you're supposed to do, and then I never really liked it when managers do that. But I don't know. Maybe it's apart from inside manager knowledge thing. I don't know. I've seen managers do it before. I'm like, what do you want him to do? It's like when Southgate in England, he's put Ivan Toney for like dying seconds of the game.
Yeah.
To be fair, that kind of worked that time, but it's against bloody Slovakia or something. But yeah, it's just like, I hear what you're saying. It's like reaction very late. Why not like make the change like before the thing happens? You know, just instead of like waiting for it. You know, I think it's like they go to Liverpool trying to be difficult to beat, and you know, playing like with all these sort of holding midfielders. It's kind of like quite negative. And I don't think like even in like I think Salah said, I think in an interview or somebody said like, oh, Arsenal are one of the title favourites. We should play like we're a big club. We should play like, you know, we go there to win, or get aggressive, get into their faces. I think the best form of a defence is always attack. Go and like intimidate the opposition. You've got a lot of players now. We've got a good enough defence backline to hold their own. We don't need like 2-3 defensive-minded players passing the ball sideways. We need to like get the ball quickly and, you know, give it to Gyökeres, give him creative opportunities.
Yeah. Just gonna read this comment quickly. Arteta needs to Arteta needs to be more bold with his decisions. Most managers don't like starting players on their debuts. For some reason, Arteta followed that and started Martinelli instead of Eze. And you know what? I just want to strike. Thanks for the comment. I just want to say, like, I see some of the Arteta kind of defenders online saying, "Oh, Eze might not have been fit. He wasn't ready." He just played against Liverpool in the Community Shield and won. He just played against Chelsea and scored a free kick, which shouldn't have been disallowed, by the way. And he's been training with the squad all week. What's the excuse? What is the excuse? And then what annoyed me about the Eze coming on as well is that so he came on at the same time as Odegaard. I wanted to see Eze in the 10, and I wanted to see Wanyeri come off the left. And the reason why I wanted to see that is because, and the reason why Arteta would have never have done that is because, let's say Eze balled out, yeah. Now you've got to drop your captain who's not been performing, but he wouldn't do that because his favourites, Odegaard, has Havertz, and Marino. He loves his favourites. They get special treatment, and it gets on my nerves, man. Gets on my nerves.
Yeah, it's kind of worrying. We only kind of got Eze as well because Havertz got injured.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's crazy is that exactly because you know the interview where he said, "Oh, he was at Tottenham. He was about to sign. He called Arteta one more time. And was like, can I sign for Arsenal?" And they were like, and he said, "We just had a meeting. Yes, you can sign." And that just makes me think. Yeah, I've got a bit of a conspiracy theory. I personally think that Gyökeres and Eze were Bertha signings, and Madueke, Norgard, Kepa, and Zubimendi were Arteta signings. That's just a conspiracy theory I have. But I genuinely believe that Arteta didn't want Eze or Gyökeres. I believe he wanted Sesko and maybe like a. What was the other targets? What was other the kind of creative targets he had? I don't know, but I generally believe that he didn't want Eze, in my opinion.
Yeah, I heard the rumours because we were more linked to Sesko than we were to Gyökeres. And Gyökeres is heavily linked to United because of the Ruben Amorim link-up. But I think he's seen basically how far Man United have fallen. He knows, like in the prime of his career, when he hasn't really been the opportunity at the Premier League to go to a club like Man United in this stage they're in is like it's too high risk for him.
Yeah.
So he wanted to come, I think, to Arsenal, which is a bit more like a polished outfit. But like, I think it makes sense, I suppose. Like going for Arsenal over obviously Man United at this time of where they're both at as clubs. I think Sesko he could afford maybe to take a bit more risk. He's younger, I think.
Yeah, and I think you know why he wanted. And you know why I think he wanted Sesko as well. I think he wanted Sesko because if we don't win the league this season, the excuses would have been, "Oh, but he's young. He's only 21. He needs time to adapt to the league." Gyökeres is the you have to win now striker. That's why I don't think he wanted him because ultimately our manager's a coward. I was going to read this comment quickly. There was speculation about Martinelli leaving Arteta. Arteta said no, and I think he started to make a point. I honestly don't disagree with that because I think for me, Arteta will make decisions that despite losses or exit in competitions, he'll make the decisions just because he wants to be right. Like for me, the thing I don't like about Arteta is that he refuses to see the bigger picture. It's all about him. It's about making him look good. Like that's what I think the Havertz signing is. I take this player from Chelsea who's like a wounded gazelle or wounded deer. I put my arm around him. I turn him into a world being. Now everyone calls me a genius, and I just think it's all about him. Because let's be honest, yeah. If I said to you that summer instead of getting Havertz, we went and got Osimhen or got Gyökeres, we probably would have won the league. And that's the difference. Fine margins, man. Football's about fine margins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And Osimhen's like an out-and-out striker. And you look at him; he's a good player. I don't know how that mess with his agent, whatever happened with him, he ended up at Galatasaray. Because once you fall out with a club and you haven't got a club like a big team to take you on, and because he had that issue with injuries, people were reluctant to take Osimhen. But yeah, he's at one point like one of the top strikers in Europe. I'd take a gamble on Osimhen basically because he's done it at Napoli and he looks like a very good striker. I'd still take him at Arsenal. I know obviously we just got Gyökeres, but I would have taken him now even. But yeah, it's weird how some players just end up like at a random club you don't expect them to end up at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, Mark. Trying to outdo Pep all the time, and the fact of the matter is, the copy is never going to be as good as the original. I think Arteta has a big inferiority complex as well. I just think he wants to be Pep, bro. I think he wants to be Pep with a hairline. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think he wants to be that Lego
My dad
head
used to
prick.
say all the time, like before Arteta joined, he says, "Why is this guy wearing black all the time? I never seen him wear like any other color. It's always black and like the turtlenecks and like the suits and whatnot."
Because he's foreshadowing his own funeral, mate, when he gets sacked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like he's some kind of Undertaker or something.
I don't know.
Like he's trying to put us into the grave. I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, he did better than I expected. Like my dad was completely anti-Arteta, which is hilarious. Even when we were kind of on an upward trajectory, he's like, I don't like the way he just runs out of press conference all the time. You do you see him in an interview, and I don't get it because he's like the darling of the English media. Like the press, they hated Emery because he said good evening one time, and everyone trolled him, right?
Yeah, that was a funny meme.
They hated him even more, right, when he replaced, Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa, and he turned Aston Villa into like a joke to like a freaking Champions League team, and everyone had to respect him then, like this is a guy who had pedigree, and he was obviously given the boot at Arsenal because we had Wenger for so many years, and they wanted Emery to be like a Wenger clone, go and make miracles. You're a top manager. We'll give you bloody Nicolas Pepe and turn him into gold, and not giving you anyone else. Whereas Arteta, they've given him the keys to everything because they realised, okay, we're falling away from everyone now. We're going to lose all this money and stuff because we're like struggling to keep up the top 6 or even the top 8 clubs. So they gave him that money, that backing, and he's now profited up it. He's now obviously taking us to 6th, 2nd, and climb up the table all these years, and it's good and good, fair play to him. But yeah, he's had the backing that Wenger and Emery never had.
You know what? The scary thing for me is I don't think the Cronkies will sack him. Unless unless we finish outside the top 6, I don't think they sack him. Because for me, the Cronkies don't care about trophies. Stan Kroenke famously said, "I didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. He bought Arsenal to make profit." So what scares me is that we need to have we need to almost go backwards this season to move forward. So we need to have a really bad. I'm actually in a way praying for a really bad season, in the sense that I don't believe because here's the thing: if we finish 2nd again or finish 3rd, don't win any trophies, that for me it's like. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. 6 years of this. We'll be going into his 7th year, bro. That'll be 3 years off a decade. It's just like I don't understand how people haven't woken up now. Like after he bought Havertz, I was just like Arteta out, because for me that's a sackable offense, man. It's a sackable offense. And some of the stupid things he's done, like we're 3-0 up away at Preston, and he's bringing on Saka. He's keeping on Saka for 90 minutes. No wonder he's had a grade 3 hamstring tear last season. You're overplaying him. And I was comparing Saka's minutes from 19 to 23 versus Ronaldo, Messi, Rooney, Henry from those top level players. And he's played an extra 5,000 minutes more than all of them. He's overplaying this kid, man. His game management, his man management is just terrible.
Yeah,
but
we've become predictable as well. Everyone knows we're going to come from we're going to get our most dangerous one is the right wing. Left wing, nothing happens.
Yeah,
I think it's become too predictable, and that's why we end up with a set piece team. Because everyone knows, you mark Zappi out the game, you cripple the team. It becomes too easy to play against, and that's why we're so reliant on, Gabriel. What's his name? Gabriel and Saliba, they're more dangerous. They're more dangerous than Martinelli on the left wing. Put them in a set piece situation.
You know what I'm saying? But bro, I'm gonna end the stream now. Great having you on. Great first stream. My debut, your debut. Probably have better debuts than Arteta, because I'm pretty sure we lost to Chelsea 3-0 on his debut. But yeah, let me know when you jump on another stream. And yeah, thanks for listening, people. Until next time, yeah.